Hello and welcome to the Forbes India One CEO Club in partnership with Google Cloud, a unique series that recognizes and celebrates India's finest CEOs. It hasn't been the best of times for the Indian auto industry. Sales have dropped for 12 of the past 13 months since July 2018. How does an OEM navigate a market like this, grow sales, make technology investments, and comply with constantly changing regulations? To find out, I have with me Guenter Butschek, Managing Director and CEO of Tata Motors Worldwide. Guenter, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Guenter, the financial year 2019 was very good for Tata Motors. What contributed to the positive performance?
The very good is possibly even an understatement. It was, according to our track record, the best year in the last decade. But coming back to your question, what actually made it a good year? The good year was largely triggered and the basis was put in place in the first half of the year, where at least commercial vehicles performed still very strong across the range of products. And on passenger vehicles, the first quarter was an exceptionally good one. The second quarter towards the end, we saw some weaknesses, in particular because of the beginning crisis in the NBFCs and the consequent constraint on liquidity. The second half actually turned out as a challenge. But it was fortunately not a challenge to the extent that it fully wiped out the strong first half of the year, but it actually gave us a good flavor that this industry might not grow as initially expected, and that we would face significant structural challenges in PV as well as in CV for different reasons.
Conditions are quite adverse as I see it, but how does a CEO look at navigating through such conditions as far as future investments are concerned?
That's a very sensitive topic. So far we have been able, and it's indeed a strong commitment coming from the management and reinforced also by our board. We don't compromise on the future. You know, we have started a product offensive. The product is just a part of a larger play as far as the profitable growth strategy and turning PV as well as CV in a substantial cash accretive business. There's a large play around it that goes into structure, it goes into, and it actually starts with culture, it goes through people, it goes into structural processes, through the entire value chain, and most prominently it's known at Tata Motors as the turnaround 1.0, 2.0. We haven't called out the turnaround 3.0, although the situation has further deteriorated, because we believe that we have been able to change the culture. We have brought speed, simplicity, agility to Tata Motors, and these are the key ingredients to manage the present challenges, as well as to take care of the future. So the recipe for the CEO is manage your current challenge while you keep your strategic agenda intact, in order to make sure that as you get out of the crisis, you actually have a much stronger play for the future, and that you can actually leverage your full potential.
Okay. A lot of OEMs get competition from technology companies in areas like cab aggregation, electric mobility, self-driving cars. In that context, how has Tata Motors planned its portfolio for the future?
Look, what you have just mentioned is what we generally call disruption. And disruption is indeed threefold. It's technology, it's business models, it's partnerships. Let's come back to the three dimensions. As far as technology is concerned, we have our strategic technology roadmap, as we do have a strategic product portfolio. This has been very well synchronized. It's anchored in our strategies for the two business units, respectively, ever since we launched the third vertical for electrification and e-mobility. It's also synchronized there, and if you actually would have it here on the table, you read it across, it's a very consistent approach, how we actually leverage technology, not considering it as a threat. You very often in the industry here, that's a threat. We take it as opportunity, because the Indian market is, from my point of view, mature. They actually get taken to the next level, where technology as a disruptive factor can also change the opportunities, or can help to leverage the opportunities provided in a market which is poised to become the third largest market globally. This is one of the angles which we need to take into consideration.
And how
if you also would like to claim a revenue share in the future as far as these kind of mobility concepts are concerned.
Okay. As this transition is taking place, you also have a near-term deadline of April 2020 when it comes to the Bharat Stage 6. What did that transition involve from BS4 to BS6?
It's the single largest investment on a cumulative basis Tata Motors has ever performed. Because the switch to Bharat 6, and we talk about the journey BS4 to BS6 in a second, includes all of our powertrain solutions, and it includes all of our products, because it's not just about having the powertrain suitable for BS6 and meeting the requirements, the certification requirements, it's the application. And if you now have a brief look product portfolio, all the passenger vehicles, all the commercial vehicles, from a small commercial vehicle all the way to a heavy duty truck, plus the buses, we have the largest range. And we had a starting point when the decision was made, and when we full-heartedly supported the request, the proposal of the government to move from BS4 straight to BS6 in a record time of just 3 years, while the rest of the world actually took 5 to 7 years for the same technology step, because we believe in the need of the hour to fight pollution, while at the same point of time to improve fuel efficiency. And BS6 is a significant step towards this one.
Has talent composition changed for Tata Motors as far as product development is concerned, because there's more software components now as part of what you're bringing to market? So how has it changed the way you hire people?
It's a more than valid question these days. I would actually put it twofold: talent and skills. And we have extremely talented engineers and talented people across the entire organization, but we need to keep them updated, because these days the old saying, learning is a lifelong experience, is these days more important than in the past, because I will not have the opportunity to actually do a kind of exchange program for my people.
True.
I need to qualify my people, while at the same point of time, each and every opening, each and every fresh recruitment from the university, each and every external recruitment for management positions need to be in line with these new requirements.
Okay. Good. Thanks for making time and sharing your insights from the Tata Motors experience. Well, that's all we have in this episode of the Forbes India One CEO Club in partnership with Google Cloud. But do join me next time as I meet another dynamic CEO navigating a digital future for his company. Until next time, goodbye.